Hey guys, there have been some of you that had not heard my story, and so I'm here at Baptist Hospital. Just behind me is the entrance to the emergency room. 6 weeks ago tomorrow, I had gone in for just a CAT scan, and it was because my doctor, in a regular exam, said, Butch, I think I hear a heart murmur, but I'm not real sure. But you've got Medicare, so let's send you in for an echo. And so a couple of weeks later, we did an echo, and a couple of weeks later, I got the result. Now, in the interim time, I had been to Brazil for several weeks, and just prior to that, I'd been in Spain and in Kazakhstan and in the Netherlands. So I'd been on about 20 airplanes during the time that all this was going on. Well, we went in to see the cardiologist, and they said, well, you're going to have open heart surgery, which is a bit of a stunning thing. They said the echocardiogram has shown that you've got a 5.2 centimeter dissection in your ascending aorta, your top aorta. And because of where it's at, we can't do surgery laparoscopically. We're going to have to do open heart surgery. Well, that's not fun to hear. But they weren't really concerned. Said in a couple of weeks we'll get a CAT scan, and then probably a few weeks to a month after that we'll do the surgery. So in my mind, I'm starting to kind of wrap my mind around that. Well, the next day they called me and said, hey, we've had an opening at the CAT scan place. Can you be in Georgetown? I went, sure. So I went. A 20-minute procedure, right? I was in and out, nothing. And went to the office and was studying because I was supposed to preach that Sunday. And as I was on my way home from the office about 12 or 12:30, my phone rings in the car, and I pick it up, and it's my doctor. And she said, where are you? I said, well, I'm heading to the house. She said, turn around and go to the ER. And that was a bit concerning. And I said, should I go home and get clothes? And she said, no, your family can bring you whatever you need. Go to the ER. And so right behind me, this little corner place here, there's some double doors there. And I walked in the ER carrying my laptop and some other things, because I figured the way it sounded, I was going to be here for a while. And man, it was like something out of a movie. As soon as I told them my name in the ER, they put me back in this little room, and suddenly this team of nurses and doctors descended on me. Within 10 minutes of entering the ER, they rolled me upstairs and did a CAT scan. And when they did the CAT scan, about 40 minutes after that, I found myself in the ICU. And they said, your dissection is now like 9-something centimeters, and we're going to need to perform surgery. We can't do it till Monday. This is on a Friday. But we're going to put you in the ICU because it's going to put you very close to the operating room. So in case something happens, we'll probably be able to save your life. Well, at that point, I started researching a little bit about what was going on, and the odds of me surviving to the point of surgery were fairly low, and the odds of me surviving that surgery were extremely low. But God was so good, because during that whole time, I mean, I was totally asymptomatic. I had no symptoms. I had no chest pain. I had no shortness of breath. There was nothing like that going on. Nothing to warn me. And I was scheduled, I'm supposed to leave in a couple of days to go to Papua New Guinea, which has almost zero medical facilities there. And I probably wouldn't have made it. On that Monday, it was really interesting. The peace of God fell on me during that time. The only time I was fearful was when I got the call from the doctor in the car. Then it was kind of like, just a panic as to what was happening. But once we got to the hospital, there was really no panic, no concern, no fear at all. As a matter of fact, I was fairly confident I was going to die during the surgery. Not in a melodramatic kind of way, but I did enough research on the surgery and what it entailed to realize the seriousness of where I was. And it was so awesome because, I got to call Pam in and we talked, and we most of our marriage was tough, but the last 10, 15 years have just been so awesome. And we didn't have a lot of things we needed to confess and repent of to one another, but rather it was a time of rejoicing and celebrating this year, 45 years that God has given us together. And then to call my son and my daughter in and to have a conversation with them and let them know how proud I was of them. And we didn't need a lot of confession kind of time. It was just all about the relationship. And there were 3 young men in my life that are very, very important to me. And I called them in and just to let them know that they were my legacy, other than my family and my children. With starting churches and schools and that kind of thing, those are nice, but nothing compares to God using you in the lives of people to grow up in the faith and represent the Lord well. And the morning of the surgery, I got up about 4 o'clock and had my quiet time. Just had an amazing time. The Lord had total peace. I slept for 8 hours that night without medications. I slept fine. And when they came and took me back, honestly, I thought the anesthesiologist was going to be the last person I saw this side of heaven. I don't remember going to sleep. Obviously don't remember any of the surgery. I do remember waking up and see a young man named Brady Casper and my wife in the room with the doctor. And I was like, oh, I must have lived. And was shocked. And then for the doctor to tell me once they got in, the dissection was 10 centimeters. They were able to get the entire dissection to fix that. They put in a new valve. So I am now part cow. So for my Muslim and Jewish friends, I am still kosher. But it was just so interesting and so uplifting, not for the reasons you're assuming. You see, while I was in the hospital, James Dobson had died, John MacArthur had died very recently, Vadi Bakum had passed away while I was in the hospital. There were just a number of people that had served the Lord so well. And it's easy to say, God spared my life and he was good. But the reality is, if God had not spared my life, he would have still been good. And now I appreciate your prayers. I feel a renewed sense of call. I think God's got something for me, something he needs me to accomplish, or he wants me, not needs, he wants me to accomplish. So I appreciate your prayers for that. We're going to be having some trips coming up to California, and then to Israel, and then to Thailand, and probably Brazil. And so appreciate your prayers there. Appreciate prayers for resources, that God would continue to provide financially what we need when we need it. I've started a PhD program, and through that I'm hoping to have a book, a digital book, developed that has both MP3s and videos, has those links in it, so that even people that can't read will be able to learn how to share Bible stories as an evangelistic tool. So I am recovering tremendously. I had no pain after the surgery. I thought they'd done a nerve block, thought they had me on narcotics, and neither of those things was true. I have never had a moment's pain before the surgery, after the surgery. Now, 6 weeks later, I'm walking 2 to 3 miles a day, going to the gym, working out on the bike. It's just been incredible what God has done. I thank you for your prayers, and now I ask you for your continued prayers as we continue to seek out what is God's will for these next steps. If you have any questions, just email me, vernon@simplythestory.org, and I will try to get back with you. We're going to be doing more and more digitally as we're recognizing that is the way that many people are getting, well, probably most people are getting their information now. And so until the next time, keep on telling your stories. God bless.